Redo You, the podcast that teaches you tools and strategies so you can build the confidence to rediscover and reinvent yourself. With me, Emma Hull, your favorite life coach. Each week, I'll introduce a concept that you can implement right away so you can live your most authentic life. Let's get started. Are you carrying around regret for things that you wish you had done in the past? Maybe there was a property that was for sale 10 years ago and you really wanted to buy it, but at the time it just didn't make sense. You didn't have enough money. And now you realize that it's gone up 4 times in value and you're kicking yourself and wishing you had bought it. And that regret starts to weigh on you. And so today we're going to talk about how to manage and process those kind of regrets of things that you wish you had done in your past. And the first thing is to know that you made the best decision that you could at that time with the information you had. Looking back at it now, you are a new version of yourself. That person who you were 5 years ago was a different person. They were in a different place. You did the very best that you could at that time. You made the decision that you thought was best. And whether that meant that you were sacrificing something that you wanted because you wanted to keep your partner happy, or if it meant that you didn't take out that second mortgage because you wanted to have money to go on vacation or send your kids to school. You made those choices for a good reason at that time. And so have compassion for yourself. And know that you did the best that you could at that time. Also think about the fact that hindsight isn't perfect. You might be looking at it now and thinking, damn, if I'd have done that, I'd be made right now. I'd have so much money and I'd have that big house. But that's not necessarily true. You don't know how it would have played out. And your brain is just offering you up these ideas of what might have happened. But it might also have not gone so well. It might not have been the perfect solution that you think you missed out on. The next thing is to think about, what are you going to learn from this experience? How are you going to take this regret and move forward and avoid feeling these feelings of regret in future? Think about, what are some of the motivations? Why didn't you take that opportunity? And do a little bit of self-reflection and think about how might you act differently if that same opportunity were to present itself now. How might you act differently? And think about, if you were to take that opportunity today, what would your future look like potentially in 10 years' time if you do? Think about all the pros and cons, how that might play out if you were to say yes. And then also think about, if you were to say no, what might play out? What might be some of the benefits? What might be some of the challenges? Above all, have compassion for yourself. Know that beating yourself up for a decision that you made 5, 10 years ago is not going to change anything. It's not going to help. Speak to yourself as you would speak to a best friend, with kindness, with love, compassion. Let that regret go and learn and move forward and prepare to not make those same mistakes again. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Redo You podcast. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review, and tell a friend, because together we rise even higher. See you next Friday.